How's everyone doing? I hope all of you had a very good and happy new year. And I want to begin this video by thanking everyone here who have subscribed to this channel. We are only 12 subscriptions away from the big 400. So let's see if we can get to that goal this year. That's actually my New Year's resolution for this channel. Let's see if I can get 400 subscribers by the end of the year. I think that's a pretty easy goal to get. 12 subscribers in 12 months. But anyway, in a serious note here, I do have some DVEs coming your way. I got some CDs, and I'm going to see if I can get some of these up. There are a few of these on my desk here. I'm probably going to knock down some stuff here as I do this. But yeah, here we go. There's this CD right here. This is probably backwards. I don't know how to do this. I think it's the screen. But that's that one. Scott Paulson, Jim Crenn. These are the best ones in my opinion. You have Former Altar Boys, another good one. There's some good stuff on here. There's a Sub Gum. There's a I think the We'll Kick Your Arse. Now that's on there. There's a lot of them on there. There's a Nat Man. A song for Beaver County's on there. I'm going to upload that song for all my friends in Beaver County. I'm going to upload that little joke for you, and then of course I Twisted, probably the best one on there as well. So yeah, I have more than just that. I mean, I had Double Wide and Twisted, which is on my desk somewhere. My desk is so cluttered and scattered about that I better not mess too much with it. I'm gonna have to clean my desk out, but not today. I'm too damn lazy and too late. But anyway, like I said, I hope all of you had a great holiday week. Like I said, hopefully all of you are ready to start the new year out. 2012 for me sucked, and now we're going into 2013. Hopefully it gets better. And of course, part of the reason why it sucked is because I had to witness probably one of the worst collapses in franchise history for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. It was tough to watch, and I must admit, I mean, it was painful as a fan to watch the collapse happen the way it did. And then when it was too late, the Steelers decided to win a game, and they won 24-10 to the Browns, but I mean, it was basically a who gives a shit game. And actually, the Steelers might have hurt themselves by winning this game, because now they're going to get a lower draft pick than they would have gotten if they would have lost the game to Cleveland. But it is what it is. Someone to win it to salvage a 500 season and to make sure we didn't get swept by the Browns, and both of those things happened. It was still an ugly performance. Let's be real. This was probably the first game in a long time that I told myself, please just let this game be over. Just let this daggone game be over and let the suffering stop, because it was painful to watch. I mean, it looked like some of those things. I was too young to see the Steelers in the 80s, but I mean, we had some pretty shitty teams back in the 80s too, and I've seen some pretty crappy teams in the late 90s and early 2000s too. Like 97 or 98 and 99 were very crappy years when we went 7-9 and 6-10, and then we had that 2003 year at Tommy Maddox when we went 6-10. Those years sucked, but at least there were some bright spots on the team. There were some things about the team that looked promising for the future, but Lord have mercy. This was a terrible game, even though we won that game. Probably one of the worst wins we were able to rack up. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, though. So now we go 8-8. We're going to go into the off season after finishing off a massive collapse. And I must say, the problems for Pittsburgh, I mean, are easy to solve, actually. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. I mean, they are easy to solve. Okay, but the collapse is just unacceptable, though. And I'll just say this very quickly, because I'm seeing it on the Twitter and on Facebook, all over the place, on the local news stations, the local news websites, KDK, TAE, WPXI, Post Gazette, And I just want to send a little something out there, a little message out there right now. And actually, I'm going to even backtrack. I'm kind of, my thoughts are kind of messed up today. But basically, when it comes to the end of the season, there's going to be a lot of changes here in Pittsburgh. Okay, there's no doubt about it. Okay, there's going to be a ton of changes here in Pittsburgh. I don't see. Mike Wallace is gone, and if I was the owner or the person in charge of that, goodbye, good riddance, sayonara. We don't need you here. Okay, that's what I said. And someone asked me a question. My good friend Steven, Big Ben. God, I keep forgetting, and I don't even have the website up. 2 something, but I'm gonna have to memorize that. And he asked me about that on Facebook. Should we not keep Wallace? And in my opinion, Stephen, we should not keep Wallace. Send the message, cut the guy, and cut bait, and send a message to this team that this discipline problem we had in the last few games is not going to be accepted here in the city going forward. Okay, because this collapse just isn't acceptable. And actually, if you want to know my opinion, Mike Tomlin better be lucky that the Rooneys own this team right now. Okay, I'm just going to say that right now, because if the owner was anyone other than Art Rooney II and Dan, his father Dan, he would be gone right now, because the fans do not tolerate. Yes, I mean he went to a Super Bowl, got us another Super Bowl ring. Okay, but here in Pittsburgh, it's about what have you done for me lately. Okay, and what he has done for us lately is he went to a playoff game and got outplayed by Tim Tebow, and then he followed it up by entering a season where we had a complete and total collapse at the end of the season and lost to 4 teams with records below 500, with a 5th possible game where we could have lost to a team below 500. Okay, if the owner was anyone other than the Rooneys here in Pittsburgh, he would be gone. Okay, Tomlin would not be our coach right now. Okay, but it is the Rooneys we're talking about. And I've had my opinions on the Rooneys, that they're not any good. I mean, I would probably keep Tomlin myself for another year. I would fire the GM. In my personal opinion, Kevin Colbert, he needs to go, because he brought some of these people in, like Mike Wallace and Rashard Mendenhall, and look at how they're turning out for us. Ziggy Hood, Cam Hayward not having a good year. They are not producing. They are not performing at good levels. And these are some high draft picks. Mendenhall is a first-round draft pick. You had Ziggy Hood was a first-round draft pick. Cam Haywood was a first-round draft pick. These people were first-round draft picks. And then you have Mike Wallace, who has tons of potential. He showed it on that slant play in the Giants game, where he just outraced everybody to the end zone. This guy's got talent, no doubt about it. But again, he has a poor attitude and a poor sense of work ethic if he doesn't get his way. And you know what? We can't have people like that on our team. Okay, but there's going to be a lot of changes, okay? But Kevin Colbert was the big cause of that, and I would fire the guy. That's basically my point I was trying to make. But the big thing is here that there's a lot of people on Facebook right now, and to a lot of the fans out there who subscribe to my channel that aren't Pittsburgh fans, it's going to come to a shock to you, but there are a lot of people here in Pittsburgh that want Tomlin's head right now on a silver platter. They want him fired for what happened this year. They want him fired for this collapse, and they blame him for this collapse of this team. Okay, and they blame him, and I think part of it's the Tebow fiasco, and then the year before that losing to the Packers in the Super Bowl, which is inexcusable to this team. I mean, a lot of you might not understand because you're outside, but this is Pittsburgh we're talking about here. Okay, this is Pittsburgh we're talking about, where you have a team, the Steelers, that have 6 trophies, 6 Lombardi trophies. Okay, we have the most Lombardi trophies of any team in the NFL right now. Okay, We have good traditions, okay? We have great traditions, and especially with defense, and especially with running the football, and having a good, solid offensive line where you plow the football forward and make sure you make plays. Okay, that's what the Steelers were built on. Okay, and that is the heart and soul of this Pittsburgh team, relies on those factors. Okay, and when you see a collapse like this to a franchise as good and as rich history as this, then that's unacceptable to this fan base. And this fan base is the most loyal in football right now, okay? But to a lot of people here, it is not acceptable, okay? And therefore, like I said, if this was any other owner, they would probably have bowed down the pressure to this fan base, and they would have fired Mike Tomlin. Okay, that's just the fact of the matter. Okay, he would probably be fired right now if it wasn't for Art and Dan Rooney. Okay, that's as simple as that. Okay, but he's coming back, and we're going to have to make the best of it, and he's going to have to step up to the plate next year, and he's going to have to start leading. Okay, as a coach, he is the leader of men, and he's going to have to lead this group of men back into the postseason. And he's going to have to start making do with what he's got. Okay, that's just the bottom line. Yes, Kevin Colbert has failed miserably, and the guy should be fired. No doubt about it. But the bottom line is he's got to make do with what he's got. And this year, especially in crunch time and in big games, elimination games, he just did not get the job done. He did not produce. And you have people like Lovie Smith, who went 10-6 in Chicago, get fired this year. And I actually like that move because I think it sends a message to the team and to the fans that we're not going to tolerate this mediocrity. Okay, we're just not going to tolerate it. Okay? That's the bottom line, okay? And here in Pittsburgh, we got a problem when it comes to that. When you keep a coach in who had a collapse like this is what you lead yourself up to. Now, like I said, if I owned the team, I would keep him too. But at the same point, I would put him on a short leash, and I would put him on the hot seat, because a collapse like this cannot and will not happen again, okay? It should not, to a team as good as this. We cannot go into another year where we start out well, or maybe have an up and down year. You start to get hot, you get on a roll, you own your own destiny, and then you just lose out, and then you cough up the playoff spot, and you go home without playing a playoff game. That is unacceptable, and to a team like this, that's just unacceptable. Okay. So that's the bottom line. There's going to be a lot of changes. Tomlin will not be one of them. But if it was any other team, other than if it was any other owner here, then Mike Tomlin would not be coming back after this year. That's just the fact of the matter, especially how Facebook is and how Twitter is among the Steeler fan base. They want the guy gone. Okay? Now, on the flip side, I also, in my opinion, I talked to my good friend Ken about this in Mount Pleasant, about the problems, about the offense with Todd Haley and Ben Roethlisberger. Bottom line is, I thought, and Haley will probably not be back, by the way, as an offensive coordinator. I'm sorry to say that, Ken, but he probably will not be back. But that said, I have come around to his opinion. Now, a few weeks ago, I said Todd Haley should be fired. But now, thinking about this more, I actually think Ben is the problem here in this relationship. And I think he needs to suck it up, stop whining, and as Ken says, do as he's told. Okay? He doesn't run this team. Okay? You have a chain of command here. You got an ownership. The ownership makes all the final calls. You have a GM. You have a coach. You got your coordinators, and then the players, the quarterback with the players. Okay? The quarterback is the leader of the players, okay? But the coaches are the leader of the team. The offensive coordinator is the leader of the offense, and the defensive coordinator is the leader of the defense. That's how it works. That's the chain of command. And Ben has done a lot of whining this year, starting in the offseason, all throughout. People in the media have given him a pass, but guess what? He needs to shut up, stop whining, and do as he's told. Okay, all he has done is whine when he doesn't get his way. Okay, he had a chance with Bruce Arians. Okay, he had a chance. Bruce Arians let him do whatever the hell he wanted, but guess what? That offense was still not that good. Okay, it was just not. Okay, yes, we went to Super Bowls with that offense, but guess what? It still wasn't good. Okay. Okay, and that's the bottom line. Okay, it was pathetic. Still, okay, the only reason we got to that Super Bowl 43, and beat the Arizona Cardinals was because of the defense. Dick LeBeau, that was probably the meanest and toughest defense I have seen in Pittsburgh, dating back to when I started watching him with Jason Gilden and Levon Kirkland and Kevin Green and Carnell Lake and some of those good players. Okay, and Rod Woodson too. Okay, but that's the fact. Okay, Super Bowl 43 was not won because of Ben or Bruce Arians or anyone like that. It was won because we had a defense that played tough, that played hard, played physical, and played determined. Okay, and they were mean and nasty. Okay, the offense pretty much stunk all year, minus a few games. Okay, that's a fact. Okay, so the offense was never that good. It was never that good. It was never that good when we went to Super Bowl 45 and lost. Okay, that's just a fact. Okay, and that's why we went in a new direction after the following year, after we lost to Tebow in the playoffs. We decided to go another direction. So Ben has to suck it up and do as he's told. That's my opinion. Okay, but that said, Haley will probably not be back, and I'm very sorry to report that to those who want Todd Haley to be back. He probably will not be back. But whoever the new offensive coordinator is, Ben better stop his whining and do as he's told. Whatever the offensive coordinator wants, he listens. Okay, that's just a fact. Okay, because compared to Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, people like that, Roethlisberger's nobody. All right? That's just the way it is. He's nobody to those people. Now, if he can get up to those people, then maybe he can have more say-so. But the bottom line is, those people are better than he is. And therefore, he has to work and he has to strive to be the best he can be. And that's just the way it is. Alright, so that's pretty much my rant on that. And obviously the defense, number one. And that's the most sad thing of all, that the Steelers had the number one ranked defense in the National Football League, and we still missed the playoffs. Isn't that terrible? And there is some bright spots on defense, too. I think Keenan Lewis, he's going to become a star. And I think Cortez Allen was starting to play good. These people were starting to get their acts together. Now, granted, these weren't good offensive teams, but they were really starting to assert their authority. And they were starting to make some plays out there. They were starting to create turnovers. I think the defense has some promise. I think maybe linebacker, you need to get a little younger. But for the most part, I think you keep what you got on defense. Okay, another year, maybe draft a corner for Ike Taylor. Maybe you do that. Or maybe you have trust in these new young guys that they can step up into that spotlight and become what you need. Potentially it might be a right guard or right tackle or whatever we need, but perhaps we do need to go offensive line again, because for whatever reason we still stink, especially when it comes to run blocking and stuff like that. And pass protection got pretty pathetic too towards the end as well. So maybe we need another body up there on the offensive line that can block. Okay, maybe we need to look in that direction. I don't know. Maybe a receiver. A good friend of mine, an Atlanta Falcons fan, thinks that the problem is we don't have that downfield threat. So maybe we do go in that direction. I don't know. Maybe you can suggest to me what we should do in the first round of the draft as well while we're at it. So, yep, so there's going to be a lot of changes. I will update you as we make changes. As of now, nothing has been done yet, but I have a feeling there's going to be a pretty long off season, and there's going to be a lot of reflection to be heard here. And yeah, that's pretty much it, everyone. Like I said, it's a long video, but a lot needed to be covered, and a lot of ranting needed to be done, because this is just not acceptable. This is just not acceptable Steelers football, and we do need to get better, because this franchise deserves better. This rich tradition deserves better, and we need to get better. Okay, that's just the bottom line. No more of this incompetence. No more of this discipline lacking. We've lacked discipline, like I've said. Need to get better at that. So, that is all I have to say for now. I will have DVE videos coming out, and then I will have a playoff prediction video coming out, and then maybe I'll talk about what way I should move this channel. I'm thinking about getting this channel and the other stuff as well related to Pittsburgh, so let me know what you think about that. But anyway, that is it, everyone. Have a good day, everyone. Have a good night, and see you later.